All right, welcome back, everybody. It's been a while, Paul. We kind of took off after the college football regular season was done. Good Lord, look at let me hide. Gosh, I didn't realize I had on my. Looking, I got an entire hole. And this is high class right there.
I don't think anybody expected any different.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it here. Poolside Bet Studios with the shirt all messed up. So anyway, we're back after college football. We got NFL playoffs getting started, so we thought we'd do some talking about the NFL in case anybody wanted to hear. We'll kind of recap our season in college football and anything else that might have happened, coaching changes, things like that. So again, welcome into Cash and Tickets. I'm Franklin. That's Paul. In case you forgot our names over the last month, but we're back now and ready to get rolling. Of course, we'll have. What we have coming up, Paul? We'll have some Kentucky Derby prep races coming up this winter and spring, and
Yeah, we got a bunch of horse racing stuff, which just started diving into it today a little bit.
yeah, looking around.
Yeah, doing a little dabbling, a little dibble and dabble. Got conference basketball just kicking off in the college hoops. Two big wins last night for the local teams.
That's right.
It won't be long. We'll be staring at March Madness. That'll be fun.
We'll have to go ahead and take our days off during that spring break week so we can be ready.
Go ahead and
Get our rooms
get our
booked.
rooms. Yeah,
That's right.
be
Yeah.
ready to go.
Be a good fun time. All right, so let's kick this thing off. So, again, this is Cash and Tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets. Glad to have everybody. So first things first, let's recap how we ended the college football regular season because we told everybody we put out picks every week and we would keep a record of that. And so let's take a look, Paul, at where we ended. Of course, there's no picks there because we don't have any locks for the NFL playoffs, but we will give out our best bets for the Super Wild Card weekend. So as you can see right there, I finished 41-31 on the season in regular season college football. Paul went 31, 37, and 3. The ties just so as a as a team, we went 72, 68, and 3. Over 500, not what we were shooting for. Was looking for a little bit better than that, but that's a ton of games picked, and we're still over 500. So
Yes.
not too terrible.
Yeah, well, the goal was to set out and track it, and we'll keep it going, see how we do moving forward. Like I said, learned a lot this year. Not that we didn't learn a lot in the past years, but it's a lot different when you actually formally put picks out because it makes it's a little bit more. So there's more. Some games you would go out there and just take,
Yeah.
But when you actually have to put them out as like official plays and people, you know,
Yeah,
it,
you make
it fucks with you mentally.
well. You want to make sure you do your homework for sure,
Yeah, yeah,
and dive into it a little more than maybe you would have on a normal weekend.
yeah.
So anyway, that's where we finished, and we probably won't do any record, again until we get back to college football because that's kind of where we make that's kind of our bread and butter there in the college football season. So we look forward to that coming back, but look forward to the summer seasons too. We get the NBA playoffs again, March Madness, a little bit of baseball, not too much of that, but the horse racing is where we have a lot of fun during the summer months. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. There was a little horse racing for you right there.
Yeah. I talked about horse racing about half the day today.
So the season's over. We got through bowl season. Not a lot of competitive bowl games, but the big games, the New Year's Six outside of Georgia, Florida State was pretty good. Paul, anything?
I don't think anybody was really concerned with the Florida State team going out there and doing anything. I
No,
mean, I don't care. I mean, they could have had Jordan Travis. Everybody said, well, but it wouldn't have mattered.
I don't think so. Georgia really put it on them.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, they were salty.
Um, yeah, the other games, would you have? Oregon really put it on Liberty. I mean, you just kind of tell Liberty.
Silly. Yeah.
And that should show you right there that they shouldn't have an automatic group of five get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They earn it. They earn it. I get it, but not just hey, we're going to put one in. Whoever's the highest rank, they're going to get in because, as you can see, as you saw the last few years, yeah, you've had a couple win. You had Tulane beat USC, but
Yeah, but I mean, those games are
Tulane
just,
deserved it.
yeah, that and the team they're playing just really don't care.
That too. Yeah, and Oregon cared. They wanted to get that win.
No,
Bo
yeah,
Nix had some things he wanted to get done, and he did. So
yeah, you know when Bo Nix said he was playing that game, it was going to be a bad.
yeah,
day.
it's going to be rough for Liberty in that game.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss Rebels win the Peach Bowl, take care of Penn State Nittany Lions, and that was a very competitive game. Both teams really came out and played that game. There was only a few opt-outs on both sides, so that was a fun game, a good win for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Yeah, that's a game Kiffin had to win. Well, not had to. It's one of those games like we never like had that win.
Yeah.
And so
Well, we got the Sugar Bowl win with Matt Corral, but that was just
Yeah,
the
who'd we-
10th win. You know, we beat.
was it?
But that was Hugh Freeze.
I mean,
That was Hugh. That wasn't Matt Corral. That was Chad Kelly.
Yeah, I remember we played TCU one time. They scored.
They
drug us.
killed us. We lost.
And,
No, Matt Corral went back to the Sugar Bowl, but lost to Baylor. He got hurt. What, second play of the game?
Yeah, the ankle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Missouri beating Ohio State's a big win for that program. That SEC is going to be some kind of difficult.
Yeah, and you kind of knew when Ohio State lost their backup quarterback, when they had to go to their third string, they weren't going to be able to produce any offense in that game.
No.
And then, of course, you had your the first two playoff games. Michigan takes down Alabama in overtime. Bad snaps cost Alabama that entire game. And, of course, that's the way it ended on the last play of the game. Bad, low snap. Milroe couldn't do anything with it. Michigan comes away with the win.
What do you think about the play call?
From everything I've said, the play call was there. That wasn't even going to be a run up the middle. It was going to go to the running back coming out kind of in a wheel route, but the back, I don't know if it was a linebacker or a safety, whoever was responsible for him was out leveraged, and there was no way he was catching the running back. If the snap is good, I think the snap was bad, and Milroe just panicked and took it up the middle.
Yeah, I think Tommy Reese took a beating over that. But I mean,
Yeah.
they get the best player on the team had it in his hands. So what
But
do
you
got?
could see where everybody else was going. It looked like it was going to go to the running back in the flat, and he was going to walk in easy. But
Yeah.
maybe it was up the middle. I mean, Saban took the bullet there for his quarterback, which good coaches do. So, but it's it's a bad snap. I mean, what are you going to do?
It's
It hurt them the whole game.
it's football.
Yeah, that's right. Michigan was they did exactly what they wanted to do. They harassed Milroe the entire game. Got after him from the first snap. And J.J. McCarthy had a big drive there in the fourth quarter to go tie it. I mean, it was huge. They had a early fourth down conversion on their own side of the field, and then got the touchdown late. Big catch by was it Roman Wilson? He goes up there. The ball looked like it was going to be too high, going to be intercepted. The guy comes out of nowhere and brings that ball down.
Yep.
That was a fun game. And then of course the Washington Texas.
Yeah.
game later, just all the points scored in that game, up and down the field constantly, and Washington comes away with the win as they hold on in that game. Boy, that the ending of that game was crazy.
I wonder what he's getting paid at Washington. Why is he not getting more love?
DeBoer?
Yeah.
Well, he is now. Now the Alabama job's open. His name's been tossed around.
Yeah, but do you think he's a serious candidate?
I think he has to be with Lanning saying no, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I just don't. I don't feel like the same energy is put into him. It would be for Kiffin, Sarkisian, um, Norvell. I think he's kind of like he's the guy you don't want to talk about.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because I mean he was at Fresno State. Now he's at Washington. You
but
know,
yeah, but he's won everywhere he's been.
I think he's like I don't know, 100 something in 12 or 80 something. I mean, it's a ridiculous winning percentage.
You kind of go back to where, like, some of these coaches that have been in the league forever, they've always got these opportunities and had all these resources. They ain't done shit.
And done nothing and keep getting jobs.
And you got a guy like that who's has done it everywhere he's been. There's a few guys like him out there. Chadwell,
I tell you who'd be in top 3 of my list if I was Alabama is Leopold.
ain't no doubt.
I mean, I'd have him right there. You know, he'd leave Kansas to go to Bama,
Shit,
right?
I'd take either one of them guys in the state of Kansas.
Um.
So,
Oh yeah. Who's the guy at K State? Kleiman.
yeah,
Is that
Chris
the guy?
Kleiman.
Chris Kleiman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you give them all the resources that Alabama offers, and they do it in Kansas or Kansas State. You tell me they can't do it at Bama? That's crazy.
Yeah, the way that Lance got in that program going with Kansas, I'd definitely be. I would have already called him. I don't know if you would have hoped that Bama would have known something was coming, so they could be doing some back channel stuff. But it doesn't seem like. Maybe he just took him this long to make a decision. I don't know.
Yeah. So who's the guy? So you got hired as GM. And you have unlimited everything. Who's the guy? Who do you make tell you no first?
First,
Coaching, not coaching. Who's the guy?
Jim Harbaugh.
That's your guy.
Well, because you say GM, so I don't know.
No,
Especially if I'm NFL or college,
no,
yeah, I'm going after. I'm going.
college.
I'm probably going after Jim.
Harbaugh,
Just
yeah.
the way. Now, look, Michigan did it right. They took their time, and of course, in the NIL era, it's different now. You can rebuild a lot quicker, and it took him what 7-8 years to get here. Before he started, what did he lose to Ohio State 6 straight?
Yeah.
Before he beat them 3 straight. But they gave him the time, and he built it. And then he talked to John Harbaugh and was like, "Hey, give me your 2 best defensive coordinator candidates." John took one, and Jim took the other one, and look what's happened. I mean, it's incredible what they've built there at Michigan. But I mean, he's not your flashy guy, obviously, and it's going to take some time. But it's either him. Like I said, Leopold is way up there for me.
Yeah.
The way what he's done at Kansas can't be overlooked, and
Yep.
I guess there's some coaches that I don't know that I'd have Mike Norvell in there. I mean, he's in the top 10, I guess, but I don't know that I'd be going after him right away.
What keeps you off of him?
Just it was so slow building that floor, and I guess it's the same thing with Harbaugh, but I don't know if he can win the big game or doesn't have the right talent all the time.
He's not proven. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Harbaugh, the Jim and John's parents are kind of like the Mannings, Olivia and
Yeah,
Archie. Like you
right.
wish they would have had more kids.
More kids, yeah. Where the rest of
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
yeah,
But
for
anyways,
sure.
all right.
I know if I'm an NFL coach, right? I mean NFL GM right now. That he college is kind of different. It's kind of fit too. You know what I mean? Like if you talking about Alabama, have you recruited in the South? Do you know these Southern states and the schools and the kids? It's got to be the right fit too. So it kind of
And-
depends on what part of the country you're in.
And as Jimbo Fisher showed us, it don't matter how much
Oh, my
recruiting or
God.
money
See,
you
yeah,
got,
that's the thing.
you
I mean, you just
can't evaluate talent and do it the right way. You're not going to be good.
yeah, and he's just lost as a coach, man. He's trying to do it the way they did it 15 years ago, and it just doesn't work.
Boy, you talk about loss of the coach, Dabo Sweeney.
Well, yeah. Now, I mean, I doubt he's even going to be considered at Bama.
He's on an island by himself until he catches up. Like he's got so much ground to make up. It's incredible.
Well, because he won't embrace NIL in the transfer portal.
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I mean, come on, man. You're going to have to
Like
get with the
that shit.
program. Yeah, you're going to have to get with the program. And I didn't mention our guy over at Ole Miss. If I did, I'd feel like I'd just being a homer. But
No.
boy, look what he's done at Oxford.
No, if he leaves tomorrow and takes that Bama job, I'm not mad at him because
No, no.
and that's the thing about any job anybody takes anywhere. If you leave your position in a better place than you found it, and you move to something else, not better, just move to something else, then you've done what you're supposed to do, and he has done that. So
Yeah.
I ain't got no hate for
Yeah,
him.
well, as a Rebel fan, you've got to know, like, look, we're not Georgia, we're not Alabama, we're not Michigan, Ohio State. You got to know
Yeah.
when you get your guy that comes in and does what he's done, then you just go find the next guy
Yeah.
when he leaves it, but just hope that he leaves it in the best
It's-
possible shape.
It's in good shape, and you don't be like Tennessee, where if he ever has to come back, you throw shit at him.
Oh, yeah, no. you
Because
don't do that.
he's done us good. He's
Yeah,
done us well.
for
so
sure.
It is what it is.
I mean,
But I hope he stays.
oh yeah, I mean, you talking about in a period. I've never seen the coaching in Oxford more superior than it is right now with Kiffin, Beard, and Bianco.
Oh yeah, the whole
I mean,
across the board.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I doubt we keep Beard very long. I mean, there's always already talks about him going to Louisville. I mean, this may be his 1 year in Oxford. So,
Isn't that adorable?
isn't that cute? Yeah, it's great. But
We finally got a 7-footer on the team, and now we're
two of
it
them.
happens.
Yeah. No, go to Louisville. Yeah, we get it. Basketball country.
Uh,
So it was fun, and then of course Michigan takes down Washington, and it wasn't the exciting game as I thought it would be. I thought it would play out a little bit different, but man, Michigan again, they showed why they were the number one team in the country. That defense was just incredible.
So I've heard different versions of that game, and I watched it, of course. I didn't think Washington was that far off.
No, I didn't either. They made a ton of mistakes.
They
A ton of
missed, I mean,
mistakes.
Penix makes he missed about 3 throws in that game.
That would have
were
either
probably
been a touchdown
yeah.
or at least led to some
and then
points.
late in the game, they had a hold call.
That was a bullshit hold.
It was just ugh. So I don't think Washington was that much of a difference in the two teams.
No, I think they deserve to be there for sure.
What I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So I don't think they got near the credit they deserved. But anyways, they lost.
I thought the best two teams were in it.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe you can make a case for Georgia.
well-
But they lost the game they needed to win.
Yep.
They lost to Bama.
You had 2 undefeated teams in the final. What else do you want?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Look, we're from the SEC country, and I know people love to go SEC. It's like this is what you get when you don't. Hey, the actual title game was great. I enjoyed it. I was kind of rooting for Washington. Just smaller team, lost their conference. It'd be kind of cool, but and I'm kind of a fan of Michael Penix Jr. Yeah, just too many mistakes. It seems like the moment just got him just a little bit.
What did you think about Penix in that game, though? Did he look like? I mean, I understand his style a little bit, but he almost looked weird.
He's got to change his wind up, and he looked weird. I don't know if he got injured early. He was holding those ribs late, and it did. I don't know that it hurt him, but it definitely didn't help him. As far as NFL draft stock goes, it'll come down to how when he gets measured and he goes to the combine and all that pro day.
Well, there's no doubt he understood that offense and knew where he was going with the football.
Yeah, and he was great in that system for sure. And he's got a good arm. He just was.
Yeah.
He looked he looked nervous in that
Yeah,
game.
he can spin
is
it
what
now.
it looked like.
Oh well, they like I said, I thought it was a good game. The score didn't. For me, I enjoyed the game. I thought the game was closer than what the score indicated late. But whatever. It is what it is.
So then we moved to the NFL, where we did have some wild stuff happen over the weekend to finish up the regular season. You saw an epic collapse by the Jacksonville Jaguars as they lose their last 5 games or something like that.
Shit show.
And because of that, because the Steelers played a resting Baltimore Ravens team, they defeat the Baltimore Ravens, and the Jags lose. So your Steelers get into the playoffs.
Hold, please.
Hold, please.
We beat the Ravens in the regular season 100% full healthy.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
And we beat them. No.
Yeah, they did what they had to do. And Mason Rudolph, I'm glad they put him in over Trubisky, because I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Put somebody else in. Trubisky needs to be out of the league. I don't even think he can be a backup
I don't
anymore.
know. He's made his money.
Yeah, so it was cool to see. Well, for my wife and for you, to see the so you always want to play one more game, one
No,
more game.
no, it's I was on the Tomlin's got to go train too, not because I think he's a bad coach. I just think he mishandled
This season.
the OC situation. He should
Well, I
have been
think he's
gone.
mishandled it for 2 years, and that's
No,
why there's been so much rift in that locker room.
Yeah, I've been a fan of getting rid of Matt Canada for 2 years. If anybody that knows me or close to me or follow me on Twitter, that my little Twitter, I mean, I have
He's got some epic rants out there.
It doesn't make any sense for what he's done. But once they got that dude out of there, Tomlin's like, okay, everybody's talking shit, and vacation over. I gotta go back to work, and things are looking like good. And I don't hate the Bills matchup. So, anyways, we'll get into all that here. A little
Yeah,
bit.
I was just going to kind of recap the final regular season. So the Browns were locked in; they didn't have to do anything. The Texans go out there and beat the Colts to win the division. So the Houston Texans, with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback, make the playoffs, winning the division 10-7. I mean, hands down, D'Amico Ryans. If he doesn't win Coach of the Year, I don't. If he doesn't win it unanimously, who are they voting on? I don't know.
Well, I have no faith in them anyway, because anybody that's got Christian McCaffrey fourth in MVP
An MVP
is an absolute moron.
Yeah, I people love to talk about Dak, and so a lot of them are going to have Lamar and Dak 1-2.
I don't hate Lamar, but
I mean Lamar. I think Lamar should win the MVP.
You can't have Christian McCaffrey no lower than 3.
Not what that dude's done this year.
And call yourself a professional.
A guy that watches football, right?
Just get fired. I mean, fire that guy.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a chance to win. If they won last week, they won the division and got in. And boy, they really put it on the Carolina Panthers, 9-0.
A shellacking, if you will.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win, and boy, it had some repercussions through the league because the Saints were beating the absolute shit out of the Atlanta Falcons, and the Saints still could have gotten in with the Packers and Seattle loss, but the Packers ended up winning in the late window against the Bears, which put the Packers into the playoffs and put Seattle out. So Jordan Love, what do you think about Jordan Love? I didn't see this coming. The kids played really good.
Yeah. He's done. I was going to go back to the Saints game.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. The ending of that game.
Do you cut him, or do you get rid of him for not listening to what the coach said?
All right. So here's the thing. I was kind of on the fence on this deal. What makes me the most angry about it is not angry, but just what I'm on the side of Arthur Smith on this. Yes, he should have been pissed, and yes, he should have yelled at the coach, because the whole point of getting into the victory formation is that everybody knows both sides of the ball, we're not about to do anything. Let's not hit. Yeah. Let's not get anybody hurt. Because Atlanta's not worrying about firing off the ball.
No.
And they're standing there because you're in the victory formation. So then when you snap it and run a play, you could end up hurting one of those guys. Hey, if you want to run a play, if Jameis Winston got in the huddle and said, look, guys, we're going to get so-and-so a touchdown, then get in a regular formation. And then I'm cool with that. Yeah. But going against the head coach, I don't know that look, they screwed Jameis Winston anyway. And so I get why he's pissed. And Dennis Allen, the GM should be fired for giving Dennis Allen that head coaching job anyway. And you can tell when a player does that and the team follows the player, not the coach, that should tell you all you need to know. Yeah. The fact that he ain't fired is amazing.
Yeah, he ain't fired, and that Jameis Winston isn't cut.
Isn't cut. Yeah, I mean, something's got to happen, right? What do you think?
I think
which one?
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't have made it out of the game with his jersey.
No, not for me. I mean,
if I was a head coach, no, he'd have been gone.
No, he's gone. Like, you cannot do that as a leader of anything. You can't have that happen and you not react.
You're right. I was looking at this from two different. If I'm the GM, that tells me they all got to go.
Yep.
And if I'm the head coach, I definitely would have. I would have been all over that kid. I mean, but if they had any respect for him, they never would have done that.
No. And on the other side of the football, that Atlanta football team is not that's a pretty good roster.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's not a bad
It's
job
not
there.
a bad gig, man.
They got to find a quarterback though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They got some time. The defense was pretty good this year.
Yeah.
They've got. I like Drake London. I like Kyle Pitts. I like the running back situation there. Offensive line is pretty good. But man, they got to find a quarterback, and that makes all the difference.
Yes, sir. All right, what was the next game?
The Packers beat the Bears. The Packers get in because of about 10 straight really good games by Jordan Love. And these young they're the youngest team to ever make the playoffs. Average age.
So it's something to be said for the Packers organization because they brought in Aaron Rodgers when Favre was there, and he backed up Favre for like a year or two. I can't remember how long. And then they bring Jordan Love in, and he backs up Rodgers. But they were comfortable with cutting loose of the legend.
Yeah,
twice. And it seems like it's working out pretty good for them again.
Good. Yeah, for sure. And look, I'm glad they stuck with the coach and they didn't just fall in with the high priced quarterback. You know what I mean? He didn't get to run things, and they stuck with their coach. And now look what he's done. I mean, back in the playoffs with this young quarterback.
And if you never got on Google Earth and looked at Lambeau Field and to see where it's actually located versus the community, it's right. It's like right in the middle of
the whole
of Main Street.
Yeah,
it's
like right there.
It's like Bob's house, Joe's house, Lambeau. Will's house.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So
there it is.
If you have never done that, go do that. It's pretty cool.
And then I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the flailing Philadelphia Eagles. You talk about, their motto is "Fly, Eagles, fly," but there ain't a whole lot of flying going on.
They're not doing well
in Philadelphia. Just an ugly. They were 10-1. They've gone 1-5 since.
I don't know what it is. Some people say the coach is all, but you can't be 10-1 and blame them on the players. Didn't just go out there and win 10 games.
Yeah, no, they I've heard that it took some time for the difference in both coordinators to start showing itself. I think Jalen's hurt, and he is hurt now for sure. He's got a thumb issue. Now you got 2 wide receivers hurt.
Talk about Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You see his middle finger?
Yeah, it ain't good.
Some bitch made a Z.
It don't supposed to go that way.
A.J. Brown's hurt.
Devontae Smith is hurt.
Damn, finger went all kind of different directions.
Yeah, that's tough there. I don't think that head coach there is very smart. I think
Sirianni.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is that when they lost Stefanski, isn't it Stefanski that went to the Colts?
No, he went to the Browns.
Not Stefanski.
I know.
Whoever the head coach is at the Colts.
I can't call it. I can't say his name. I know
and then
the
the defensive coordinator left as well. And then they changed defensive coordinators mid-season this year, going to whoever they with and moved to Matt Patricia. And boy, it ain't worked. That defense is bad.
Yeah, I call him Georgia North.
Georgia North. So what else? What do we have? I mean, Dallas took care of what they had to do with the Commanders and wrapped up their seeding, and everybody else kind of fitting. Oh, Buffalo took down Miami in the last game of the regular season to win their division and get the number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's a really good game too.
And I could not, if you're going to tell me the Bills are going to end 6-0 and get in the playoffs, I said, all right, Josh Allen went nuts, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what happened. I mean, Josh Allen was okay, but he threw 2 horrible interceptions in that Miami game. Yeah, but the Bills kept winning.
Yeah, he threw for a lot of yards in that last game.
The defense has stepped up big time. Allen is still great with his feet. He's hard to stop. And Diggs has not played well. And they're just not on the same page. Last 5 games, him and Diggs can't get it together.
Yeah, it's the old wide receiver deal where
I mean, who knows what's going on? Yeah, he's all up in his head.
But the Dolphins are a fun team to like. Like, they're fun, but they're not going to beat.
Yeah, they're not going to be. No.
There's certain teams out there that they do not match up well against.
No. And this
Bills,
first game.
Ravens, Steelers, Brown, AFC, any North.
Any AFC North team for sure.
Oh, God. Good
it's going to be rough on them.
Good luck, boys.
The fact that they played. Well, didn't they beat the Cowboys?
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
And they match up well against them. So
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
they
Yeah,
beat the
they probably
Cowboys.
did.
So all right, so this weekend they're calling it Super Wild Card Weekend.
Super duper.
So let's just go game by game, and then we'll give some picks later on. It won't just be game picks; it'll be totals, over unders, prop bets, things like that.
Yeah, I
So
got shit all over the
you
place.
so we'll get started. 3:30 Saturday, NBC. The Browns travel to take on the Houston Texans.
Yep.
What do you like about this game, Paul?
All right, so there's two games that are out there that I think that there's just a clearly better team
Okay.
in the game, and this is one of them. The Browns are just clearly better.
Top to bottom, I would say
I
so.
understand that it's in Houston, which helps because if this thing was in Cleveland with this
Ah,
weather moving
it'd be
in,
bad.
it wouldn't be pretty.
Well, don't you
Uh,
think that line would be 5 or 6? It's Cleveland -2. Don't you think it would be closer to 6 if it
Yeah.
was in Cleveland?
Yeah. So I got a few things here. I won't give my picks out, but Flacco's 38 years old. This guy practiced against Ed Reed.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
I mean, he's not worried about shit. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, every day in practice, this guy went up against,
Hmm.
and he's overlooked. He's won a Super Bowl. He's done the thing, and they've turned him loose. They're like, look, we don't care if you throw a pick. We got a great defense. You just go figure out how
Go
to win.
figure
Go
it out.
figure out put us,
Yeah.
give us 24 points.
And that's exactly what he's done. He's averaging 2.5 picks a game,
It
but
doesn't-
he's throwing for 1,000,000 yards
Yeah.
and 2
He's
tutties.
just out there just winning
He's
ball
s-
games.
Hey, there's one thing about Flacco that's never been a question. The dude has got a rocket for a right arm. He can absolutely sling it, and that's just what he's like. Fuck it, I just throw it
Yeah.
out there. Somebody go run under it.
The only way that the Houston can have a chance to win this game is they have to move him out of the pocket.
Yeah,
And I don't think they have it right now. Now, I think 2 years from now, Houston Texans, legit Super Bowl team. Right now, I don't think they have it to where they can put enough pressure on him to move him out of the pocket. Because once he starts moving, it's a different ball game. But
Yeah.
I don't think they have it. Because he'll get rid of, throw a pick, doesn't give a shit. The defense is good.
yeah.
They're good. So I mean, I got a pick on this game, but I won't give it out now. I got two
Yeah.
picks actually, but
Okay. Yeah. Well, look, I love C.J. Stroud. I love what they and I love. Obviously, I really like D'Amico Ryans because he was a defensive coordinator last year at the 49ers, and he's been fun. And he's done a yeoman's job with Houston Texans and that rookie quarterback. But they're Nico Collins is really their one receiver there. I think they're kind of dinged up offensively. And the Browns, just that defense is going to be too much for them. Now, the line tells you that they think it should be close. It's -2 because that home field is going to keep them in it for a little while. But man, that defense I think just going to lean on them, and Flacco's going to sling one down the field. And they lost Nick Chubb, but they could still run the football well.
yeah. And that's another thing too about Flacco. He's 38. He's not wanting to play in no 10-degree weather.
No,
So them being in Houston, he's like, yeah,
That's
it's all
perfect.
right. It's
Yeah,
fine.
this is
We'll
good.
be fine.
So later Saturday, speaking of cold weather, the Miami Dolphins head to Kansas City, take on the Kansas City Chiefs in what is they saying it's going to be the coldest game in NFL playoff history,
Which nobody will be able to watch.
which you have to stream it on Peacock. You have to have a smart TV or Roku or Apple, whatever. Get the Peacock app to watch this football game, which is insane. I don't. They paid a ton of money for it though. What was it 110 million or something?
Nah,
We saw the other day.
I don't know. It's front pocket money for PJ. But we on this game, it's probably going to be one of the most exciting games of the weekend for sure. I just don't know how the Dolphins manage that cold ass weather like that. I have two picks I'm going to put out, and I'm going to bet, but we'll do it later. I just don't. I don't. And the Chiefs wide receiving core is terrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
They can't catch nothing.
I mean, but this is the time. Travis Kelce is the greatest playoff tight end outside of Gronkowski that there's ever been. I mean, the stats
Yeah.
back that up. He really steps up in the play, and he's going to have to.
Yeah, and Miami's banged up a little bit too. They have
They're really banged up defensively.
so I don't know. It's I didn't bet a side here, but I got some plays I'm gonna put out in a little while.
Yeah, this game, with that cold weather, there's going to be a lot of running. I don't know. The way that the Dolphins play, this is a horrible matchup for them. That Chiefs defense is really good, and they're going to be physical, and it's going to be cold. I just don't know how much magic the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill and
I'm not
two
even
are
sure
going
I'll
to be able to dial it up.
watch it on the TV. I may just like not watch it. I might build a fire. And
Build a
watch
fire
it.
and watch it. It's going to make you cold looking at
Man,
it.
shit. Yeah, them fans are crazy.
Yeah,
Ain't
the
no way in
ones that
hell I'm
go,
going
God
in a
bless 'em.
damn 1 degree. Kiss my ass. I ain't going. All right.
First game on Sunday, Wild Card Sunday. You got your Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Buffalo, take on the Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think the line's right. They +10. Steelers have historically struggled against mobile quarterbacks, and T.J. Watt's out. That's
the killer.
Game changer. I can't accurately cap this game because I'm a fan of the Steelers.
Right.
Like, I get cloudy judgment. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to throw a small bet on George Pickens at +400 to get a touchdown, anytime touchdown, which I think is a really good number. And I think you're getting rewarded for him not even getting a look last week.
Did they throw it to him one time last week?
No,
I don't think so.
No. So
really hurt my feelings.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? You have a better. I mean, I can't cap that game.
Well, my biggest thing is, all right, Buffalo hasn't won a game by double digits in I don't think all year. Maybe once they beat the Dolphins early in the year, double digits. But they haven't covered a double digit spread all year. And this game's going to be one of those weather games. It's supposed to be snowy, cold. I think Josh Allen is going to have to be the reason the Bills win this game. But I think because of all that, I like the Steelers to keep it close. I don't think the Bills are just going to pull away unless, you get a couple of missed field goals and maybe a missed extra point, and then it's 10-6 late, and then the Bills punch one in late and ends up 16 but even then, 17-6, and that's a 1-point cover. But I just think this thing stays close. I mean, the total should tell you everything, 35.5.
Yeah, so I when I looked at it when it first came out, the one thing I was worried about as we were watching last Sunday as the thing started just trickling down is I didn't want to play the Chiefs, I didn't want to play the Dolphins, and I didn't want to play the Browns for sure.
Yeah, we got the Bills.
So we got the Bills. And I'm not upset about the matchup. I'm not saying we're better than the Bills, but I think this is winnable for the Steelers.
I would definitely like this game if T.J. Watt was in it.
Ain't no doubt.
I mean, he makes the difference. He's not going to let Josh Allen run all over the field,
they're
going to need that.
The guy got Player of the Week last week, and he only played like half the game. That's fucking insane.
Well, I mean, he just wrecks everything on his side.
He's good off the edge.
And he does everything: run game, pass game. He affects everything.
Well, how would you like to coach a team that had T.J. Watt on one end and Nick Bosa on the other?
Good Lord!
Just get the defensive coordinator over eating popcorn.
Well, I mean, what would you have to do? You wouldn't even. You tell your corners, can you cover for just a few seconds?
Just give us a schmidge.
Yeah, just give us a little bit. Speaking of great play, all right. So I'll just continue talking about this game. Paul will be back in a minute. Yeah, when you're looking at this game again, the trend here would be to take the Steelers plus the points. I don't know if they can win this game with T.J. Watt out, but like I said, I think they can keep it close simply because in weather it's tough. It's hard to score, and I think there's supposed to be a good bit of snow there. So if it is snowing that day and you see the weather that morning, run out there and get it. I'd lean Steelers in this game plus the 10. And Mason Rudolph hadn't been that bad. Maybe he hits George Pickens, like Paul said. Maybe hits him one time for a big play and gets points on the board. All they're going to need, in my opinion, is one touchdown to keep this inside the line. Because I just don't see either team putting up a ton of points. So they can keep this thing close. Paul says he likes them. Get it to a fourth quarter game. You never know. And the Bills have not been great in the playoffs. And they've had to win 6 straight just to get here. Maybe that makes them hot. I don't know. But Josh Allen has been throwing plenty of picks. He's got 18 interceptions on the year. So it's not like he's going to keep a clean game. And in this kind of weather, you're going to get hands up, moving around. Ball's going to slip. You're not going to have a good grip on it. Gonna get some batted balls, some drop balls. There'll be some turnovers in this game. So again, if if you're a big Buffalo fan, I wouldn't bet with my heart here. Is all I'm gonna say because
Yeah, well, I'll
it's
be,
gonna be a tough game.
yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I just there's no way I could bet it. I mean, I'll do the player prop stuff.
Yeah. So when we come out of the Bill Steelers, we get 3:30 on Fox. The young Green Bay Packers head to Arlington to take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite team.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. You just think the Cowboys are going to shit the bed, but did they do it in the first round? I don't know.
I don't think they do it at home against the Packers. The Packers defense isn't very good. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I despise the Cowboys. Even shout out to my family in Texas. Love you. But they know where I stand with the Cowboys. And again, it has nothing to do with Dak Prescott being their quarterback. This hatred goes back to the early '80s. So
Yeah, I have a 2-team parlay I'm going to put out on this play. No, I want to bet probably Saturday. I'm not getting out of the house.
Yeah.
It's going to be nasty.
it's down to 7. I don't hate the 7 with the Cowboys because it's no longer a hook, but because they're at home, they're going to put up a ton of points.
Yeah.
Prescott and CeeDee Lamb have been dynamite.
All right, so this is what I ran into, and I'll just go ahead and give it out and see what you think about it. One of the things is A.J. Dillon. If they get him back, it just makes that
It'll help.
Packers offense more dynamic. Cowboys minus 365 on the money line, parlayed with the over 50.5 gets you plus 135. It's over even money. Cowboys all they got to do, plus sevens. I don't know. That seems like it seems like it's too much.
Too much. I think the Cowboys get in the 30s, so you're going to need some points out of the Packers. And it just scares me because the Cowboys are so good at home.
Yep.
But they'll give up. They'll give up points, and the Packers. I mean, what do they care? They're young and dumb and don't know. They go out there and Jordan Love's slinging around.
Yeah, 50.5 is 20 to 10 at the halftime is not out of the question.
No, that'll help. That'll get you started for sure.
No. So that's where I'm going to be on that game. Just Cowboys money line over 50.5 gets you plus 135 parlayed together. So
yeah.
Anyways,
now you want to talk about over unders? This next game is where I'm at. 7:00 NBC Sunday night. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field in the Dome up there, nice and cozy in Detroit, Michigan. The Lions are only a 3-point home favorite over the surging Rams, who may be the hottest team outside the Bills in the NFL right now.
Jared Goff's revenge game.
Matthew Stafford coming home game. I mean, this is nuts. It's like the NFL knows how to write a story, don't they?
Yeah. Oh no, I got it. It's scripted. The Rams are, in my opinion, way better than they played this year. I mean, they play good. They won 7 of the last 8.
Yeah.
They've been really good. The movie script says give it to Goff, because he's the villain. Or well, no, he's not the villain. He's the hero.
Well, he's the guy that got tossed out.
Yeah, he's the hero in this scenario.
Yeah.
But everybody's got to have a villain, and then so
because Stafford just left. Detroit didn't just get rid of him. He left and went to L.A.
Yeah, the Lions' offense is pretty much incredible. Top 5 most categories. Both teams are great against the spread this year. I think the Lions lead the league. I think they're 12-5 against the spread.
Against the spread, wow.
Yeah, but you're gonna give me the Rams and points.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are just a better team. It's like the Browns, I think, are just a better team, and I think the Rams are just a better team.
I don't want to have to say it because I know the winner. I know if the Rams win this game, they're coming to San Francisco, and just hate to see a divisional opponent in the playoffs. But hey, it is what it is. You got to take care of business either way. Yeah, the Rams are hot right now, and Stafford's been great. And there's going to be a ton of points here. So I think you're on the right side of it, getting the points. I think this scoreboard is going to get lit up because Goff's going to be ready to go. Yeah. Stafford's going to be back home. He's going to be ready, back his first team and ready to go. And Kyron Williams has been, however you say his name, has been great
Yep.
for the Rams, and that defense has been really good. It's Aaron Donald and just just dudes, and they've put it together, man. They're playing. They do have a better defense than Detroit, and I think they're about comparable offensively. Puka Nacua
Yeah,
has
that
been a
guy's-
standout.
Yeah. It's him and another guy on that. What is it with Sean McVay? Just can take anybody off the street and say, "Look, I'm going to tell you to run the post
And
pattern,
go get
we're
it.
gonna throw it.
Yeah,
to
we're
you."
gonna hit you. We're gonna hit you.
Yeah. One of the things I got here is C.J. Gardner Johnson, defensive back for the Lions. He's been injured. If he can come back here, it really helps.
It'll
them.
help. They're gonna need him.
But I don't know. It's iffy. Like I said, I like the Rams +3. I like them +140 on the money line also. So
Well, I love the over here, over 51.5.
I
mean,
yeah,
this
I
is
like that too.
yeah. I think it's gonna be both teams may get in the 30s here.
How crazy is that fan base gonna be when that game kicks off? It's at night.
Well, it's gonna be nuts
It's gonna be
there in
amazing.
Detroit.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, and you hate to see them. I hate that they got this matchup because I would have loved to seen the Lions win a game.
And
You know what I
Dan-
mean? Win a playoff game.
Why is Dan Campbell always sitting on the sideline with that? I wish a motherfucker would.
I
look"?
wish-
You know
I know.
what?
Hey,
He's always so mad.
Yeah, smile a little bit,
Yeah,
Dan.
man,
Come on,
you're doing a
you're-
good job.
Yeah,
buddy.
we're in the playoffs. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think this is going to be a great game. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to
No,
watching it.
Yeah, I got it right. It's, part of my notes was this is, of course, the Steelers game I'm excited about too because it's my team. But this is the game that I'm going to sit down and watch every minute of it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. A lot back and forth. I don't think you're ever going to know really who's got the momentum of their upper hand in this game.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll be wrong. The Rams will win it 50-0, or the Lions will win
Hope
it.
so.
The Lions will win it 25-3, or something stupid. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's going to be a blowout here.
I don't either. I'm saying it's just
Who's got the better kicker?
who's gonna kick it in the end to win this thing 38-35. There's a reason this next game is on Monday night because this thing is buried. As if we could put this game on a Wednesday night, we would.
Maction.
Tuesday night action. Philadelphia Eagles travel to Tampa Bay, take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Two teams that are absolutely beat up offensively.
Not good. So I'm going to let you read my notes for this game, and I know this is not good podcast, but this.
I'm not gonna bet this one. Those are good notes, Paul. Really good.
I'm not touching this thing. There's nothing about this game that. What are you gonna do? Take the under and
Literally the only thing I trust in this game is the Buccaneers defense. They've
man.
been pretty good on defense, but the Eagles suck on defense. Jalen Hurts is hurt. Devontae Smith is hurt. A.J. Brown's hurt. Baker Mayfield is hurt. Both quarterbacks are hurt. I don't know. It's just a gross playoff game.
All right, let me see if I'll try.
You try to find something
I'll
to look
try
at.
just for podcast purposes. I will just look. I'm not. There's no way in hell you can't bet an anytime touchdown score because there's probably not going to be one.
It may not be one.
And they won't let
That's
you
right.
bet the no.
Oh,
yards?
man.
Nope.
What's Rashad White's receiving yards? Because that's the way they're going to he's going to have to hit him out of the backfield a couple of times to try to get something going, in my
20
humble opinion.
At Caesars, it's 23.5. So it's 23.5.
His receiving yards,
Yes. Rashad White.
that might be my best bet in that game is to take Rashad White. Rashad White's now you get it. He's running back, but they're going to have to hit him on a couple of screens.
I'm not. I can't.
You just can't.
I'd take the under on everything. Like if there was a time limit on this thing, it'd be under. Amount of people arrested under.
Oh man. Yeah, there's nothing to like about that game
If I could find a prop that says no touchdown scored,
at all.
I would throw
God,
$25.
that thing it had to be plus what?
I'd throw $25.
It had to be what, 10-1, 12-1, or more?
It's good. I mean,
Hell yeah.
Who's scoring a damn touchdown? Maybe Mike Evans looks
Maybe.
up and
Yeah. Right. Well, Baker just heaves one, and Evans comes down with it.
man, there's no. How do you bet this thing?
Or I'll tell you how you get a touchdown. They Hassan Reddick gets in the backfield, sacks Baker Mayfield. He fumbles. The ball rolls to the 1 yard line, and then they tush push it into the end zone with Hurts.
That's not a bad bet on this thing either. It's a defensive touchdown.
Hey, that may be the only way.
I like that. I'm not throwing any money at this thing. I'm talking about like $25.
Yeah,
Bag
yeah,
of
yeah,
popcorn
yeah. Right.
bullshit.
Not even 1 unit, like
Yeah,
an eighth of a unit.
Yeah, it's not gonna be not today. 43 points. Where in the
I don't know where
fudge?
I saw that. I was looking at that. So that may actually be the bet right there. Is
Who the hell's gonna? They got it 22-21 on Sportsline. What?
and that's hitting the number. That's actually you win by the hook.
I don't think they're watching these games. I think they're just throwing shit out there.
Just throwing it out there,
There's no way they
seeing
get to
what'll
40.
stick.
So if you run that son bitch up to 50, and you take like minus 300 or whatever you're gonna take on that, and then you throw in something else, I can dial. We'll dial some shit up and put it on Twitter.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. All right, so we'll go back. I do like the Browns -2.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Browns -2 and Flacco to throw a pick are my 2 plays for that game.
I think that line though, when you look at it, it's going to be 1.5 on the picks.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if you'll be able to get it a point.
I don't hate that.
A
though.
half.
He's not gonna throw just one.
Probably not. He is. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, if you can get it at Flacco over a half, I'd definitely bet that.
Yeah, I saw over a half on action at Caesars, but just because you see it on the Caesars site doesn't mean when you go to the kiosk
That
or
it's
the betting
there.
window it's gonna
Yeah.
be there. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, yeah, him to throw a pick and then yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And then I think the Browns cover that game. I think they're just the
Yeah,
better team.
I do too. I like the -2 there. I don't mind betting that. Dolphins Chiefs. I think the under is the play here. Under 43.5. I just don't see enough scoring there in that cold weather. I
I like-
mean,
Oh God, I'm gonna screw this up.
uh-oh. Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah.
Pacheco, anytime touchdown and the over 60.5 rushing yards for Pacheco.
Yeah, you got me there. That was the other one I liked. I liked his rushing yards. They're going to have to run it. I mean, it's going to be hard to throw the football, wind and cold and all that nonsense. So
Yeah, I don't like a side there. Those are the 2 bets. Those 2 prop bets. I'm gonna
feels
take.
like a low scoring, close game. I'll take the under and then take Pacheco's over rushing total.
All right.
Sunday at 12. I don't hate the Steelers plus the 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Pickens to score a touchdown at 4-1.
And then Josh Allen's over rushing.
Don't hate it.
He's
Don't
going to
hate
have to use his legs.
Well, he's gonna
And
be,
TJ Watt's not there.
It's gonna be there. He's gonna be able to run the ball.
So that's what leans me to take his rushing yards. I ain't touching nothing with passing.
What is
with
it?
them.
Do you have that with you? Right?
What his rushing yards are?
Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, sorry.
that's all good. I was just curious.
Pitt, Buffalo,
He's gonna run.
rushing yards.
37.5.
Yeah. Yeah, 37.5. I like that. He could get that and run 3 times.
Basically,
Get a 12, a 15. You got to watch the sack numbers, though. I mean, that hurts you with quarterbacks.
yeah, that and Neals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But-
but if that game's close and he has to scramble, and
He's
make a
going to be,
play-
yeah, he's going to have to use his legs.
Yeah, I would play that thing probably up to 50. Be honest with you.
Looking at it right here, I don't hate Jalen Warren's rushing yards. They're going to, in that weather, Pittsburgh's going to be pounding Najee Harris and Warren. They're going to have to swap them in and out.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited about that. I'm glad they're in the playoffs where they're supposed to be.
Where they're supposed to be. That's right. Packers, Cowboys.
All right. Good.
All right. So I like Dak Prescott's over passing yards. I think it's 280 something, 270 something.
Gotcha.
I think they're going to put up a ton of points, and I would take the Cowboys team total over. I think it's 30 and a half.
Yeah, I saw 29 earlier.
Or 29. Yeah, I think in my head I was thinking I got to get to 30. I think I take Cowboys over 29, and I take Dak pass yards over 279.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm gonna take the Cowboys straight up with parlayed with the over 50 and a half two-team parlay plus 135. And I don't hate adding something because you can move these numbers around a little bit if you have to.
Yeah.
But I mean that's just where I'm at. I don't hate the. I mean I think there's gonna be points scored here. So
I do too. That's why I like the Dak pass. If they're scoring 30 points, Dak's throwing for more than 279.
Yeah.
It ain't the Tony Pollard show.
Yeah.
Because they have not run the ball very well this year. Dak's had to be the guy.
Yeah, C.D. Lamb, and he's probably been getting, 8 receptions of the game for about
Yeah,
100
he's killing. He's got
buck
1,700 yards this year receiving. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. And I mean, hell, his receiving yards is in the 90s
Yep.
for this game. That's nuts. Now you want to look at some offensive players and take some overs. This is the game, your late night Sunday night game, in the dome, in the stadium up there in Detroit. Stafford and Goff are going to be slinging it all over the field, in my humble opinion.
In my humble opinion.
I like the kid Williams for
Kyron Williams.
anytime touchdown score.
I'm gonna be on the Rams straight up at plus 140. I think so. What is it?
Oh, and I like the over 51 and a half.
The over. Yeah, I don't hate that either. I mean, you can bring that down, right? You can bring the.
Yeah,
bring
you
that-
can move it a few points.
I might do that. I might take. You can take at plus 3. You can take the Rams to plus 10,
Yeah.
and probably bring that total down.
You wouldn't have to move it down much, like 48.
Yeah.
You think you'll be good at 48?
Yeah, I might do a lot more on that game because I have a better feel for it than I do. I can't tell you what the fuck the Dolphins and Chiefs are gonna do in 1-degree weather. I just can't do it. I can't tell you what the hell the Buccaneers and Eagles shitty ass
Yeah.
teams are gonna do. I mean it's all. I mean, I feel like the Browns are better than the Texans. I think they'll go to Houston and beat them. I'm not even going to talk about the Steelers, Bills, or the Buccaneers, Eagles because.
All right, Stafford's Golf is only 256, but they do they have a pretty good run game with Montgomery and Gibbs. Matt Stafford's 273. I think he gets over that.
Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I would be curious to see, like I said, if
Or if Williams gets to running the ball, they'll take it out of his hands because Stafford he'll throw you one.
if Gardner Johnson is out, I love it.
Getting on Stafford,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but now with Cooper Kupp healthy, you got Kupp and Nakua. I mean,
Who was the other guy?
and then
There was
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, there was a third guy there at one time too, like a nobody. Like first of the year, they were just scoring 30 and 40 points in fantasy. You're like, who are these?
Yeah, who are these?
knuckleheads?
Yeah, who are these guys?
And Nico Collins for Houston was one of them.
Yeah, I came out of nowhere. And of course, our boy Josh takes Nakua in the fantasy draft. Didn't he? Had no clue who he was. Just put him on the board, and he went out there and got all the receiving yards. They got Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, Tutu Atwell's
DeMarcus Robinson's been playing good lately, and then they still have Ben Skoranek, who's been playing there for a little while.
I feel like a guy named DeMarcus Robinson can't catch.
Probably not.
I mean,
But this guy can.
I feel like he runs like a 4.2 40, but he can't catch.
Kind of like the dude on the replacements.
No, he can't catch. It's like the dude that he ran a 4.3 40 in ninth grade. We just we'll put you a fanny pack on. Stick the ball in it.
See, put the ball in it. Yeah, that's right. Get
Alright.
used to holding this.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I just feel that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Ooh.
I know we kind of ran through our picks quick, but yeah, if you like offense and you want to take some player props, look at that Detroit game, and then look at the Cowboys because we both think Cowboys are going to put up some points. And maybe you like Jordan Love because he's going to be chasing points. In my humble opinion. And then do not look for overs in the Steelers, Bills, and Chiefs, Dolphins. That's going to be tough.
the
It's tough.
Eagles,
Or the
Buccaneers.
Eagles, Bucks. I mean, gosh, dog.
I'd move that some bitch to 50 and then add whatever you want to add to it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bring both totals down and take the over in the Lions, Cowboys, and then move the total up in the Bucks, Eagles.
all right, let's do a little buying or selling. You want to?
Buying or selling? Okay.
Let's
What are we looking at with future stuff?
Yeah, I got futures pulled up here.
Oh, that's fun times. Okay.
All right, buying or selling? 49ers plus 220 for the Super Bowl championship.
Look, you and that's low. Think about it.
Well, that's not a good number.
No, it's not. I don't think I'm getting enough juice for the squeeze. Juice for the squeeze. Whatever the saying is there.
All right, I started with that one because I know your team.
Because if what we think is going to happen, the Rams going to win. They're going to play the Rams, a divisional opponent, in their first playoff game.
Rams 50-1.
That's where your money is right there. The only problem is if they win. And look, I know Cowboy fans are rooting for this like crazy because they'll get, if they beat the Packers, right? Then they'll get the winner of Eagles Bucks.
Yeah.
And they'll destroy whoever that is. So what the Cowboys are hoping, the Rams beat the Lions, then the Rams go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers, and then the Rams will have to go to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Oh.
You really want to see Matthew Stafford and that crew in AT&T Stadium?
Nah.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. And they'll be the dog too.
And yeah, they will. And people are going to say, well, Dak Prescott's the better. Really?
Yeah,
Really? You're going to tell me he's done it better than Matt Stafford's got a ring, everybody. The kid's got a golden arm.
With McVay.
With Sean McVay. And you got the better quarterback, you got the better coach when that matchup comes.
Cowboys 7.5 to 1 plus 750.
That's not terrible. I mean, as far as value, because they're the 2 seed, they got a decent road. That's pretty good. Plus 750, where they're sitting at the 2, that's pretty good value.
Do you have the testicular fortitude to make a financial wager on the Cowboys?
Dude, that will answer that question.
No.
No, absolutely not. Because you know what they do. They did it to me early in the season. Remember that? I needed them just to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I had that big ticket.
Oh,
was about to pay, what,
bad.
$3,800, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's bad.
All I needed was the Cowboys to win. They still found a way to screw me
Yeah.
by not winning that game.
So, we can't really we can't be completely honest about things, but we could be like, hey, I went 6-1 on this deal.
Yeah.
Or I went,
Yeah. Oh man, that was tough.
Anyway, well, I'm looking at college basketball odds.
Yeah.
Purdue's the favorite at 8.
What's the AFC side? You didn't tell me any teams in the AFC for Super Bowl.
No, my bad. Let me go back.
Well, the Ravens, they got to be what? They must be
320.
They're 320, and the 49ers are 220.
Yeah, 320. Bills are 650. Chiefs are 10-1. Dolphins 18-1. Browns 30-1. I don't hate that.
No, I like the Browns at 30-1.
That's pretty much. There's nothing else to talk about, really.
Okay, well, go back to your college basketball then.
Purdue 8-1. Houston. Why is this the same damn teams every year? Stupid ass sport. The Tennessee team is really good. I know they lost last night, but that's a good basketball squad.
They are. Basketball shows you. Home teams, man, it makes a difference when you're at home.
Do you go get 20-1 for the Tennessee Volunteers?
To win it all?
Yes.
No.
You don't like it?
I don't like them away from Knoxville as much. Not as much. I think there are other teams that I would. What
about
UConn still running over people? They're still awesome.
What about Alabama at 28-1?
No.
Oh wait.
I don't like any SEC team, honestly, to win
win
it
it?
all.
Hmm.
That Auburn team's playing pretty damn good, though. Bruce Pearl's got them going really all of a sudden.
UConn doesn't repeat, do they? 12-1.
I don't think they can, but they're really good. I've watched them play. And who's good? I mean, honestly,
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Houston barely won, or did they get beat the other night? I think Houston lost. No, Kansas lost to Central Florida. Kansas is ranked number 3. Houston was playing a league game the other. They're in the Big 12 now, and they were ranked number 2, and they may have pulled it out. I don't know. Iowa State. They were playing Iowa State. Who's number 1? Purdue.
Yeah.
They lost to Illinois last week.
Yeah, 8-1 Purdue. I mean, it's early, so I mean, if you wanted to get you a number, you could go do it now. NBA odds.
I wouldn't place a bet on any future team to win the national title in college basketball unless it was 20-1 and
Yeah.
better.
Just because it's no fun.
Just because you don't know. I mean,
No.
I guarantee you, UConn was probably 20-1 or more last year, weren't they? They weren't. Were they super high ranked starting last year? I mean, we all knew they were good, but
Well, I don't know.
they probably were 15 to 20-1.
Yeah, probably so. Another thing we got coming up too that I like to dabble in, and we both do, is the golf.
Oh
And,
yeah. I forgot golf. I did. My favorite thing to do. Didn't even mention the golf coming up.
We've hit some tickets on golf.
Yeah,
hit
had some
future
fun on
bets.
that, yeah.
And we're gonna try to do a better job of putting our stuff out there. I mean, that way, maybe one day when it all comes down, they'll be like, "Oh yeah,
What's
Look at-
great about golf? You
look
go
at
out there
there.
and you go out there and get you 6 golfers.
yeah."
Put $25 per golfer. All of them are 25-1 or better, and you win a little money. Sit there on a Sunday afternoon. You got sometimes you get 2, 3 of those
Oh, it ain't
those
nothing
6 on
better.
that top in the top
It ain't
10, and
nothing better.
watch them chase.
Nothing better than having them come down the stretch, turn into the corner, and you got 2 in the top 5 just stalking.
Yeah.
And the guy in the lead is hit it in the drink.
The drink, right? And you're like, oh, here we go.
Good times.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it. I guess we'll come back next week. We'll recap Super Wild Card Weekend and look towards the divisional games. Then you'll get the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers will be in action next weekend, as they both had the bye as the number 1 seed in each conference. So thanks for joining us. Hope you picked up some tips for the Wild Card Weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.